It's getting
Yeah,
up there.
170. I'm your host this evening, King Black Cherry. With me, I have the real Ant-Man.
What is up, everybody? Happy New Year! Welcome back to the Wednesday's Night Watch. We missed you guys.
Yes.
We had a good break.
Yeah.
I got some. Let's start off with what we got. What'd you get, Chris? What
Uh,
what'd you get from
from
your
Santa?
haul?
What did I get? Oh, I didn't get really much of anything, to be honest with you.
Well, I bought myself 2 games.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What did you buy?
I bought Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I did. I haven't been playing that, actually.
Fantastic.
I'm enjoying it very
Yeah,
well.
everyone says it's really good. And I got this one on Uber Special, 9.99 from
Mm,
Best Buy.
mm.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I'm getting it in anticipation that they're going to patch it and it's going to be good to go.
Yeah. The game's over a year old, and not a lot of people are like, "Oh man, yeah, Cyberpunk, can't wait for that."
We'll
Yeah,
we'll, we'll see. I enjoy The Witcher, but obviously there was issues. There was decisions made.
yeah. Decisions were made with Cyberpunk, and great decisions were made with The Witcher. So
Yeah. So we will I'll let you know. I'm gonna probably look into when the patch is coming out before I play it. Because
I
they're
mean,
supposed
they patched it. They patched it all to hell. And it
well
just
there's supposed to be a next gen patch that's coming as
no, that's
well.
supposed to be next gen like copy that's coming out.
Yeah, but it's a patch, right? It's an upgrade.
Mm-mm. It's an actual whole new.
No, I
Yeah.
thought I thought it was gonna be a patch.
Well,
Well,
like, if you own the previous one, you'll be upgraded to the. Pretty much imagine how the PlayStation's doing their director's cut of
yeah.
things. Yeah, this is
So now
exactly
that
how
I
it is.
own it, I'm good though, right?
Yes, yes,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
That's all I'm worried about.
yeah.
Okay. I thought they were gonna charge me again for a whole nother copy.
No, 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 no. At least that's what they said originally.
That
That's
should be
how
the
they'll do.
apology update, right?
No, there should be a lot of apology updates. There should be here's one knee bending down, out pleading for mercy. Here's another knee down, pleading for mercy, and then here's this. Please don't please buy our game kind of a thing. So there's like 3 or 4 steps they need to do in order for us to actually really enjoy the game. But
I also
oh,
got one other game.
what'd you get?
I got Metroid Dread. That
Oh,
that that was a gift from Santa, but um
from Pete.
no from Santa.
Okay.
My mom got it for me, but I gotta tell you a little bit of news here. So
Uh huh.
I go to
What's up?
put this game into my little Switch,
Uh
right?
huh. Uh
Playing
huh.
on there. All of a sudden, the jet engines are taking off. I
Oh.
can't hear my game. My system fan's louder than anything, and it's not enjoyable having to hear it buzz and go loud. So
And is
a
and
system I
is
haven't touched for a year. I don't understand how it's not fresh, but
and like this thing has been sitting like just collecting dust, so it probably has a lot of dust built up in there. You got to take a vacuum to it,
yeah, I'm
or,
gonna
or,
have to.
or at least opening it up and.
Of course, Nintendo would do this to me, though. Of course, they would.
It's not Nintendo's fault you haven't picked up your system. Actually, maybe it is. No, I take that back. I take that back. I
You?
take that back. I take that back. I take that back.
That's so funny.
Maybe it is his fault. Maybe it is Nintendo's fault. Okay. All right. Oh boy. All right. So breaking news. Do we have anything for breaking?
Have you talked to Pete?
No. I actually have not. Have you talked to Pete?
No, I haven't talked to Pete. Let me see where he's at. Because I figure he would want to talk about some of this stuff. Oh, my computer just decided to poopy out. All right, let's see where you at, Pete. Let's text him. So, do you have any breaking news?
I haven't. That would be a big fat no.
That's non.
That's not. It's going to be topics wise. Not really.
Okay.
But I can tell people what's going to be on the show here. We got some Ubisoft coming to Game Pass news. You got Spider-Man No Way Home review as a team. We're going to review as a team. We already got my review as me by myself. Morbius being delayed to April 1st. What do we think about that? Book of Boba Fett episode reviews 1 and 2. And GoldenEye coming to Xbox. What the bloody hell those matches that? And the Snyderverse being erased?
One could only wish.
And we got Doctor Strange trailer 2 reactions and the new Batman trailer reactions. And of course, our NFL Week 18 picks. And I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about Mr. Antonio Brown at some point during those picks, because that was bloody freaking crazy.
So did the true story come out?
Not true story, but it's enough of a story to me to believe it.
Because I don't know which side is true, because I'm hearing things from both sides.
So okay, so from what my understanding is that he was taken out, and then Bruce Arians tried to get him to go back into the game, and he didn't want to go back into the game because he was kind of hurt. And it was like he re-aggravated his injury, and Bruce tried to get him back to go back in the game twice, and he said, "You know what? Just go ahead and leave." And then that's when he just started acting up and taking off his shoulder pads and whatnot. While Mike Evans tried to talk to him, O.J. Howard tried to talk to him, cool him down or whatever, and he just kind of like just still blew up. And then Mike Evans was just like, "All right, there's nothing I can do," and just walked away from him. And then that's what led to that.
I heard he dropped the rap track that later that night.
I didn't hear about that.
He dropped the rap track later that night on Spotify.
I did not know about that.
I don't know if it's like a diss track or anything, but he dropped a new single. I didn't even know the man rapped.
I didn't know either, but that's pretty crazy. But they were trying to get him to go into the game because if he was Anthony, I'm going to say this: he was 3 catches away, he was 88 yards away, and he was a touchdown away from getting $1 million.
So why didn't he get back in the game?
Exactly. They were Tom from everyone was saying is that Tom and Bruce is trying to get him into the game so that he could actually get his incentives and so he could get the $1 million through the incentives. But if you got the 3 catches, that would have been $333,000. If you gotten the touchdown, that would have been $333,000. And if you gotten those yards, it would be $333,000. So all equals out to $1 million. And you had the rest of the game from second period on, and you had the game coming up this Sunday to get your yards. And he decided to
Antonio Brown the situation.
To Antonio Brown show his whole ass out there, and that's kind of what happened.
At least we got some entertainment memes from it.
Oh
man, there was some really good stuff.
Oh yeah, even including the fact when he decided like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna show up at a basketball game like later the next day.
Or the next game or whatever.
The next game, yeah. I'm like, all right, do you, bro? But apparently, Bucks still have him as a Buck. So there's that.
So, should I go over my gaming subscriptions while we're waiting? He said he was coming on now, but don't know what now means.
Don't know what now means. But let's go to some rest in peace.
Okay, we'll do rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Betty White, unfortunately, has passed away. A few weeks short of turning 100.
Yeah, there was even a magazine. I want to say
People.
Yep. Yeah, at Publix that said talked about her turning like living her life at 100 and
yeah.
And so that's weird. Then the next one, John Madden.
Yeah.
Days after his documentary aired on Christmas Day.
You know, and did you see the documentary?
I did.
And
very good documentary, by the way.
Yeah, it's very good. And I believe that was kind of like the touching moment he needed, because like when Lawrence Taylor came on and thanked him for like everything he said or whatnot, like said about him or whatnot. And I don't think John actually kind of like received faithful like that,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like almost like a shock, and it was kind of like a heartfelt moment kind of thing. And I think when we received that from everyone, it was like, okay, I can finally rest, kind of a thing. I think.
Yeah, just very very odd. It came like right out of nowhere. As soon as they aired the documentary, I was just like, "That's weird." But yeah, it was nice seeing. Like I love like how it starts too. Lawrence Taylor's like, "Oh, my daughter's like, oh, the NFL wants you to do something." He's like, "Fuck them! I don't want to do anything in the NFL." And then he's like, "It's for John Madden." Oh, I'll be right there. I'll do anything for John Madden. I love that. It's so Lawrence Taylor too. That's why.
Oh yeah, for sure. The gang's all here, Thomas. The gang is all here.
What
Sorry,
is
guys.
up, Peter? How are you
What's going
doing
on?
this evening?
Very good, guys. I see we're doing our IRPs. I know
Yes.
we're talking about John Madden and, of course, Betty White. So
Yes. And so I'm gonna also mention Dan Reeves. He passed away too. Probably hits me a little bit more than you guys. I don't know. Because I more grew up with him because I know I was into football a little earlier than Pete. So I remember him from he was the head coach of the Broncos when the Giants played him in the Super Bowl in 1987. So I remember the Broncos and him being their coach, and he's a good coach, a very good coach. Then later on, he actually became the Giants coach in the early 90s. He took over after Bill Parcells, and so he was our coach for a while there. And then the infamous Dirty Birds can't. He was the coach of the Dirty Birds, so you can't forget that. So very 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 good coach. I want to say he had a pretty good winning percentage because I know his Bronco teams in the '80s were great. That was with Elway at the beginning of his career, and yeah, they had a great defense, like such a good defense in that time.
yeah. But it's crazy about like I know you guys are talking about John Madden, but it's crazy about John Madden. I know you probably mentioned it already, but the fact that not only was he probably one of the most winningest coaches, he was the winningest coaches of all time. Like when it comes to percentage, winning percentage, he had the best winning percentage of all time as a head coach.
Still holds to this day, right now.
I know. You think Bill Belichick had
that? So including regular season and postseason, Dan Reeves was 201 wins, 174 losses, and 2 ties. He also played for the Cowboys from 1965 to 1972. He won a Super Bowl with the Cowboys as a player. He won a Super Bowl with the Cowboys as an assistant coach later on, and then he was a 2-time NFL head coach of the year, and he's in the Broncos Ring of Fame. So,
yeah,
I didn't even. Oh, he was a running back. Never would have guessed he was a running back. That's crazy.
Not him.
That is crazy.
But yeah. Rest in peace, Dan Reeves as well. But I want to say one thing about John Madden, though. It's amazing about John Madden, though. Like, not only is he a great head coach, he's a great commentator, probably one of the best commentators of all time.
Fantastic commentator.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
The biggest thing, honestly, with him, is he honestly almost, in some ways, began this whole, like, the sports video game genre. I mean, really, when you think about it, Madden was the biggest game at the time when it came out, I mean, Technoball, I guess you could say before that.
It was cool though when they were like talking about it, like how they were saying, oh, like what if we like take some of the offensive linemen? I was like, no, you're like it's 11-on-11. Like anything else is not football. Yeah. Like I love that. Like so.
I just think though when you think about John Madden, in 3 aspects, it's three different like.
And he kind of changed all of them, right? Like he kind of changed like coaching. He kind of changed. Commentating and like really video games, yeah.
Sports really. When you think about sports simulators, when you think about it, like stats and all this other things, those sort of that really became the like. Madden really was the first to start that, honestly, and
it's funny. Like I remember Fox when they first got the NFL deal. I don't remember that they went out and got Madden for that much money with Summerall, and like that kind of legitimized them. Like I always just like it to me. I always just watched NFC, so it's like whatever. Like I just kind of just went from CBS to Fox. But I gotta admit, like really, like Fox I mean, they really like were game changers on football. Like, I feel like their shows are like still way better than anything else out there.
Way better than. Well, I mean, they were, but like when it came to like Monday Night Football, when you go into ESPN when John Madden was there and Pat Summerall, you're like, oh, let's get ready for this Monday Night Football.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the whole like it seemed like a concert in the beginning and whatnot, and you got I don't know. For me, John Madden was like I've never watched any of him coaching the games or anything like that. It's mostly the commentating wise, and of course, I buy his freaking football game every year, so I know him mostly from the commentating. I know him mostly from the video game.
Does he still do do they still have his voice as the commentator?
No.
Who does the commentating now? Collinsworth or whatever, Collinswood?
No.
Or Collinsworth?
It's two completely different people.
Okay.
Not even commentating, but they do have the coach who does the halftime shows.
The coach being Tony Dungy?
No, the coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman? Who's the coach
from WWE back in the day?
Yeah, Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah.
What up, G?
What up, G?
Dude, oh my god, that's the one segment like I'll absolutely remember him from. That was so funny with him and The Rock.
Oh my god, he had so many great moments.
Yeah, he's like, Coachman, say your prayers or whatever, and he's like, what up, G? And he's like, what up, G? What in the blue?
And he's like, get out of here, you sick freak. Now,
man.
But we lost two pioneers, really, when you think about it last week. We lost Tom Madden, we lost Betty White. I mean, two huge pioneers when it comes to that. But let's not even, let's not just say because last year, too. I mean, we lost a lot of celebrities or just, like DMX,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else passed away. I mean, Christopher Plummer, I believe.
That sounds about right.
Yes, I'm trying to think who else. But yeah, several.
Demarius, or why can't I remember his name?
Demarius Thomas, right?
Yes, thank you, Demarius Thomas. Yeah, he passed away very young too.
Yeah,
was Vincent Jackson last year, or was
that?
Vincent Jackson? Was that last year or year before?
I think it was last year as well. Might have been the year before, but I think it was last year.
But yeah, there's plenty of people we lost last year, and I just it kind of sucks because it goes so like it happens so sudden, but then it feels so like wow, it was not that long ago, really. When you think about it, some of these people passed away, but it feels long ago. But
now, who do we have to protect now? Do we have to protect Morgan Freeman?
That'd be one.
Is that Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson, Morgan Freeman. I'm trying to think who's like
John Voight.
I'm trying to think who's like really like the last of Al Pacino.
Oh yeah, he's getting up there.
Clint Eastwood.
Yes, Clint Eastwood. Yes,
definitely. Yeah, Sean Connery too. I believe we lost last year, didn't we? Sean Connery.
Yes.
Oh no, that was the year before.
Sean Connery was last year.
Was it?
Yeah.
So that was.
Wait, no. Sean Connery was a while ago. Holy crap!
I think it was 2020. I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was 2020.
That's 2020. But I mean, yeah, the last Clint Eastwood was definitely the last of his era. I want to say one of the few last of his era because we also lost. I believe last year, or the year before, Kirk Douglas, who was like 102 at the time. So yeah, I want to say Clint Eastwood and Pacino and I mean directors too. Let's look at directors: Scorsese, Spielberg.
I think they're in like their 70s.
Yeah, I mean, still like it's getting there.
Anything can happen. Yeah,
it's getting there. I just feel like these are the last of their eras, and it's kind of one of those things where I don't think we get to appreciate these people as much as we do. Honestly, when you think about it, like looking back, like at old movies or own things, we don't get to appreciate their artwork and all that stuff. And I mean, there's a whole new stuff.
I appreciate the hell out of freaking Spielberg. He just came out.
I know. People don't though. I feel some people don't kind of take them for granted and like think about them but think about everything everything they've done, the path they made and all that stuff, and how the new generation is kind of taking their over and
Yeah.
doing it their way. I mean, when it comes to directors, when it comes to actors, when it comes to all these things, they're doing it their own way. So, but yeah, hopefully 2022 is not as, hopefully it's going to be from the up and up. We'll see, what happens. I mean, of course, not everybody lives forever, so of course we're going to have, people pass away, but hopefully it's not that bad, but it's going to be, unfortunately. That's just that's just life, but yeah.
All right. Rest in peace, everyone. All right, so this week in game subscriptions, Anthony.
All right, let's start with PlayStation Plus. We have, for the month of January, Deep Rock Galactic for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. We have Dirt 5 for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. And we have Persona 5S, Persona Strike for PS4.
Right.
PS Now games, we have Mortal Kombat 11, Final Fantasy 12. Where are the other 6 games that it mentions? That's funny. It says there's 6 games, but it only tells me the 2.
Maybe coming out later.
Here we go. Kerbal Space
right.
Program, Super Time Force, Unturned, and Fury Unleashed. Then on Game Pass, we have Gorogoa, Alija, The Pedestrian, Ember, Mass Effect Legendary Edition,
which is huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. 3 really classic games, and
Yeah.
Outer Worlds. That's all this week. I guess I could do the month right now, but I'll just mention them again next week. But Spelunky 2 is coming next week. The Anacrusis is coming next week, and then the big announcement today was that Rainbow Six Extraction is coming day and date. Oh, that's it. So it's not Ubisoft Plus isn't coming to Game Pass. It's coming to Xbox, but it's going to be a separate service subscription.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes, but Rainbow Six Extraction will be coming to Game Pass day and date. So they didn't
Pete.
So they didn't mention here what the price is going to be, when the date's going to be that Ubisoft Plus is coming. I'm going to guess that's because they don't have their tiers finalized. Because I'm going to guess there's going to be a free tier that is included with Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be like another tier where you can pay like an extra $10 a month or whatever. And then that will give you like the day and date stuff from Ubisoft and the gold stuff. But I don't know. Like I'm just shooting from the hip on that one. I have no clue how they're going to handle it because it I don't know. What is it? 15 for the PC?
Yeah, it's $15 for the PC.
I mean, even if it's a separate $15, I mean that's still not a bad deal.
No. So
to get every game day and date.
Ubisoft has clarified that its service will unfortunately not be available to Xbox Game Pass. So
I honestly think that Rainbow Six Extraction is a test. They're putting their feet in the water before they make any other announcements on that, but it's coming.
There's a standard cost of $14.99 per month, although there's also a multi-access plan with Google Stadia included for $17.99 a month.
So do you think it's going to be something like that where they'll do PC and Xbox for like $20?
Yeah, probably do something like that.
Yeah, but there's going to be an Xbox only plan, I'm guessing as well.
Well, if they haven't announced it for PlayStation, I don't think maybe it's not coming.
I think it'll definitely be Xbox exclusive for at least a year. But EA Play eventually came to PlayStation.
Yeah, it did.
I think the reason why PlayStation's hesitant to put these services on there is because there's no real kickback for them to do that.
Well, the EA Play has been on PlayStation. It's just the fact you have to sign up for the service for it. It's never.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like I think all $5 goes to EA and Sony doesn't see anything, so that's why I think that they're a little bit. Whereas I think Microsoft can play a little bit more with the money because they can say, okay, we'll let you put that on here, but you have to give us Rainbow Six or something like, you know what I'm saying? They could kind of like they could kind of play with it a little bit more than per se Sony can, because they're like, I don't know what they're doing with now yet.
We'll see what PlayStation is going to do with their Game Pass thing, because they said they're working on it, but we'll see. But they need to do something like quickly, because they're falling.
They're definitely getting hammered in that category.
Yeah, they're getting falling far and far behind. Like, it's to the point where now I'm thinking, like, if you guys just don't come out with the fact like every game you come out with is going to be on PlayStation Plus service or whatever case it be, your Game Pass service, then you shouldn't be coming out with anything at all.
Yeah, I agree. If it's not PlayStation exclusives day and date, then why even try?
Yeah. You need to come out swinging for the fences and just.
I agree, especially once like Bethesda starts releasing their bangers. Like, it's gonna, like, the Game Pass is gonna be like a value that you can't even touch at that point.
Surprised it's not like that way.
What's
well,
it
kind of.
price?
What?
Well, they're probably going to raise the price, right? Game Pass?
No.
Is that when Bethesda comes out?
Well, see, that's a reason why I don't think that it's included, is because I don't think Microsoft wants to raise their price.
No, I don't think they will.
I'm sorry, I'm just stirring the pot.
No, I mean, no, you're fine. But I mean, what are they going to do? Make an add-on expansion to get N64 games? Oh!
Ooh, wow, man! All right.
Oh, that's right. They are getting an N64 game, though.
Oh yeah, they are, because you know
they
what?
They are getting an N64 game, Pete.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Well, is it official though?
Okay,
is it official?
So trophies have leaked for this game. 2 rare employees have unlocked trophies for this game, and for some odd reason they decided to put their trophies up live, and everyone, you can literally look at their thing, look at their gamer tag and whatnot, and see like, oh, GoldenEye 55, like, you get so many trophies out of 55. Interesting. How does that work? So apparently the game is real.
So I'm thinking that this was the trade-off to get Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie on the N64 emulator. That's what I'm guessing the trade-off is.
There's no trade-off, really, when you think of why Nintendo doesn't have any license. You know, they have to go to, you know, what MGM, whoever has a license to James Bond in order to get that to Xbox.
Yeah, but they probably still own the source code.
Possibly, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so like Nintendo probably still owns the source code, but I don't know.
I mean, would you be excited if this came to Xbox?
I mean, if it's 2 rare employees and it's coming to Game Pass, that means then yeah, of course I'm be excited if it's on Game Pass. Would I pay more than $20 for it? Probably not.
I think.
Pete, go ahead.
But I don't think it's going
to. Yeah, I agree. I think it'll just drop on Game Pass.
I think it'll just be.
No, I'm saying I think it's. I mean, it's kind of like. Yeah, it's kind of like what was it, the rare replay?
I mean, can we at that point then say that Game Pass has all the greatest first-person shooters of all time, pretty much, or at least like a good handful of them? I mean, it has Doom, all the original Dooms. It has Quake. It'll have GoldenEye. It'll have all the Halos. I mean, that's a pretty like who's list of first-person shooting.
I mean Xbox has always been the number one place to go to as far as first-person shooting.
That's true. But they'll all be on Game Pass. That's the thing.
I mean, well, okay, let's just put it this way. They all have like what would you say, the pioneers of shooters, you know, first-person shooters, all the pioneer games of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the Wolfenstein, the Doom, the Quake, the GoldenEye, the Halo. I would say that those were all the first-person shooting games that really created the genre. Yeah,
created the genre.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So that is awesome to have. Now I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like the graphics are probably going to be a little bit more.
It'll be remastered.
It'll be
remastered.
remastered like
but
Quake
hopefully
and
not-
Doom are remastered.
But hopefully not
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remastered.
I'm guessing it'll literally just be a skin, like a HD texture pack, like right over top of the same controls and everything.
Yeah.
Remastered.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't yet, Epic Game Store, go get the definitive edition of the Tomb Raider trilogy. Last day for it, and Gods Will Fall will be next week's game. And I'm done with that.
Are you sure done with like giving trying to give props to Xbox or whatever?
That was an Xbox. That was Epic Game Store.
That's
Giving
for your
away that
PC.
Tomb Raider trilogy.
That's for PC. The trilogy.
All right.
And the definitive edition.
Yeah, all the definitive edition games, all the DLC content for free, all 3 games. Like that's nuts.
Yeah.
But if this comes to Xbox, yeah, I'll definitely be excited. I can't remember the last time playing GoldenEye. I think it might have been more in.
Pete will then put in pronto 350 hours into this game. You think I'm joking? Check his profile once this comes to Xbox.
This guy hates the fact that I like old school gaming.
I don't hate the fact. Now I gotta wait for him.
Yeah, we hate the fact that your internet keeps going out. That's besides the point.
I gotta wait for him to get his rebuttal in after we have to say what we have to say. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. And he's here.
We need it. We need him back for. There he is. Here he is. Okay, with your rebuttal, sir.
Man, what are you guys trying to kick me out from this?
No. Chris was saying we hate your internet connection, but
I was gonna say though, like, here's the thing, dude. This is stuff. I heard. It's not like the show is off. Yeah, I keep on. I don't know. It keeps on rebooting or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I was gonna say though, can't hate on the fact that like also this is stuff I grew up with. This is stuff that really made me love video games. So of course I'm gonna play it. I haven't played this in a long time anyway.
Fine, Pete, but here's the thing: is you have access to all these brand new titles.
Here goes access to 1,000 of games you can play because it's $15 a month. You know, that
sells itself. You know it. I just want you to have these new great experiences that me and Chris get to have.
Here's the thing, guys. I had these games. If I want to play them, I will play them when I want to.
Then play them, Pete.
I will eventually. It's just like reading a book. Like when you open a book. I mean, I don't know how many times you read it, but probably not too many. But
wow,
anyway,
attacking me. Wow. Okay. Get out of here, Pete. Okay.
Oh, shots fired. Oh my lord.
Wow.
Oh man, no mother.
Anyways, what I was saying, it's like reading a book. It's like sometimes when you open a book, you have to finish a whole book. Sometimes you don't want to read a whole book because it's, like, let's say for instance, one of those Game of Thrones books. Dude, it's like 1,000 pages. It's a lot, a lot to read.
How many times would you read that, Pete?
Once. Probably once.
So then why do you keep going back to the same old games?
Because those games, at least, I guess this is a difference. Those games, I already played them, so I know what it is. So I can put it down whenever I want. I don't have to beat the whole game again.
They have quick resume now.
Yeah, I just feel like games, like certain games, like you have to literally put hours and hours and hours into certain.
No, I get it. Like some of the story-driven games, you want to go through and you want to beat. Yeah, I get it.
And then not only that, you have to do all the side quests and everything.
You don't have to. No one's making you.
But a lot of times you have to. You want to, right?
Pete, being the completionist I think he is, he will like to do those things.
I mean, don't you ever feel like you haven't fully beat the game if you haven't completed every single second of the game?
Sometimes.
You never really feel that way?
Depends on the game.
Depends on the game.
I'll tell you what, like Metroid games, I don't go for 100% on getting all the missiles and all the energy packs because it's just I don't care and I'm better than the game anyway, so I don't need them all.
Oh, you're better than the game. You're better than the game. Did you beat? Speaking of which, did you beat Metroid?
I am about 50% through it.
Wow, look at this guy. How,
Yeah.
how do you like it? How do you like it?
It's good.
Does Auntie
Not
like
not
it?
not the prime I want it, but it's good.
Mm.
The funny thing, he's still like salty about that. The fact that Prime hasn't come out yet, but like
Why
eventually,
shouldn't I be? It was
because
announced before it.
It's been
I know.
4 years.
But like here's the thing though, like, is it one of the best side-scrolling Prime games out there? I mean,
Metroid games. I can't tell you that until I finish it.
Okay,
I need
but
to. I do need to finish it first.
it's pretty good, damn good, right?
It's pretty good so far. It definitely decisions were made, and those will be what I'll tell you if I enjoy it or not.
He doesn't want to admit he's enjoying it because
No,
he doesn't want to admit
I
he's
told you I'm enjoying it. I told you it's good, but
Okay.
I need to finish it before I can give you my full opinion on it.
It's hard for those words to come out, right?
Pete, I've beaten every single 2D Metroid, except for this one. I will let you know where it ranks up amongst the other Metroids once I'm done with it.
All right, fine.
And then on that
Fair.
note, let's do this.
Oh yeah, let's do
This
it.
is not. At least this is something we all agree on, right?
You're lagging. I can't hear what you're saying. What's up?
Oh my goodness! I said this is something we can all agree on, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I've said my review. Yeah. Gentlemen, Pete going first because I know he's the Spider-Man fanboy he is. What did you think of Spider-Man No Way Home? And don't hold back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be full of spoilers, by the way. So you guys had your time. If you guys want to come back. Give us like maybe 10 minutes.
I mean, the list of who hasn't seen the movie is probably shorter than the list of who has seen the movie at this point.
So
let's hear it, Pete.
No. So it's funny. Like I've heard a lot of people say, let's call it how it is. Like it's gotten great reviews, critically and also from just the audience as well. I mean, what is it? 99% audience rating and Rotten Tomatoes, like 94% critics, certified, approved from Rotten Tomatoes. Fresh, I mean, certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes. So it's gotten great reviews. Now people are saying, is this the best comic book movie of all time? I don't know about that. I don't know if I could say it's the best comic book. It's the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Definitely. At least live action is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. I think it's definitely top 5 or maybe more than maybe top 3, maybe I don't know. It could be the best. I think. I think it really ranks up there because of what they accomplish. And this is not
best
just
comic book movie or the best Spider-Man movie.
Comic book movie.
Okay.
Maybe the best. Definitely best live action. Definitely probably the best Spider-Man movie, hands down. Probably definitely.
But you're saying probably the best superhero movie?
It's up there. I think it's up there. It's up there. It's up there because I look at it this way. You can look at all the faults of the movie. You can look at little things like a lot of people look at the plot points. A lot of people looking at certain of the villains or certain criticisms and all that stuff. But think of it this way: you're taking 3 different franchises and putting it in one movie. Not only are you taking 3 different Spider-Man franchises and putting it in one movie, you're taking also the MCU, their whole thing going and putting in that movie as well. And then you're making it into, in the end of the day, it's still a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. And at the end of the day, you care more about that character than you did in any of the other movies he's done. It's the best Spider-Man story, really, or Peter Parker story by the end. Because, spoiler alert, it's been 2 weeks and all. You should already watch this. Spoiler alert, like he has nothing in the end. It's the most tragic Spider-Man story, to be honest. Really, hands down, the most tragic. Because he sacrifices his life to save everybody, right? He sacrificed his life to save the world too, and also his decisions and his mistakes really is the reason why he ends up in the spot he does in the end. So I look at it that way in a sense. It's has great action scenes. I think William Dafoe's Green Goblin is probably the best villain when it comes to how nefarious he is, how evil he was as a character. But also sympathetic, and also because he wasn't in control. So you still have that, sympathetic side of him. I mean, I still think the Vulture is probably the best Spider-Man villain, really, in my eyes. Like out of all of them, just because he seemed the most authentic, most real out of everybody. But definitely, when it comes to most evil, most him doing something like really horrible to Peter, it's definitely one of the first Green Goblin in this movie. They actually also, I think, corrected all the faults of the previous Spider-Man movies, like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and his portrayal was like literally he stole kind of the show in a lot of ways. I think, like I said, it fixed a couple of the villains as well. Fixed Jamie Foxx's Electro. He looked a lot better in this one than he did in the previous one. Like I said, dude, in all three Spider-Mans, I mean, you want to see more of these guys, right? You want to see more of these guys. Literally, they only had like 20 minutes on screen all together. But seriously, their chemistry is so like it came out so well that you want to see more of this. Like, I mean, they got to do another one of these, right? They got to do another team up with these guys, right? Because it just seems so. It felt like
that's the word, Pete. That's the word.
I'm just saying, though,
you listen to the dirt sheets.
It came out so well that you think they've done this before, So to me, yes, it's definitely up there for the best superhero of all time. My picks are still Dark Knight #1. I think Logan, Infinity War, but I can actually put this in I gotta watch this again, but I can put this right in there too as well. I can put that right in the midst of these movies. I still think Dark Knight's #1 though in my book, but it's definitely up there. I think as one of the best superheroes of all time, and that's definitely the best movie of last year, hands down. I know we had our list, but it definitely won best movie for last year. So. Yeah, it's great. It's pun intended, I guess, amazing, I guess you could say. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and I want to see it again. I only watched it once, but it's definitely something worth watching a few times. So,
I'm looking forward to the day it hits streaming.
Anthony, your turn.
So I'm gonna start with Aunt May. She wants to give all these villains a second chance, but can't give poor Happy a freaking second chance. Poor guy, man. Seriously, like what the hell, dude? Seriously, like that's the epitome of every woman, right? She's like, oh, villain, second chance. Good guy, Happy.
He's being too clingy, man.
Being too clingy. He can't help it, dude. You think he ever score a woman that looks like that? Come on, it's Happy.
The funny thing about that,
the man is grieving. He's had Tony to look after for so many goddamn years.
Exactly.
And so he goes to Aunt May, and like that's his next person he has to protect, next person he has to serve, and that's that kind of thing. So I get that. I understand that.
I understand the man. Poor guy. You want to talk about tragic? How about that guy? He has it more tragic than Spider-Man. Loses his best friend, loses his girlfriend. The death. Come on.
The worst part about
his apartment's trashed.
Yeah. She breaks up with him, and then he ends up still giving her refuge in their apartment.
Yeah, and then she dies. Tony's dead. So what does this man have left? He has Gwyneth Paltrow. That's it.
He's getting pressed charges too against them by the government or whatever, or by the the city because of what happened with the Peter and Mysterio. So
yeah,
you have to pay for that. Also. So
yeah, so this poor guy. It's a tragedy of Happy. That's what this movie is.
The tragedy of Happy Hogan.
Yep.
The tragedy of Happy. What an oxymoron right there.
Exactly.
The of Happy.
But no, I agree with everything Pete said. Really, I wouldn't. It's in my top 5 Marvel movies, but I wouldn't. I don't even know if I would say top 5 all time. I don't know. It's really good. I don't want to I'm not hating on it by any means.
It's up there. It's definitely up there for what they accomplished. Let's just put it that way.
It is. I still think though what they accomplished in Infinity War and Endgame is still on a bigger scale because there's so many characters that had such good screen time with the little bit of screen time they had.
Well, that's why I also I put it up there with Infinity Wars because of Infinity Wars is a huge accomplishment. So is Spider-Man No Way Home. But I think the difference between Infinity Wars and No Way Home is Infinity War had a story they were literally telling from 20 movies. They're telling a story to that
movies.
Whereas this literally threw this together. They're just like, let's do this. Let's put this
So
all
so I
together.
guess I don't know how true it is, but I heard like this was like originally just supposed to be an end credit scene, and Kevin Feige was like, "No,
Mhm.
make that into a whole movie."
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Also as well,
call.
Green Goblin William Dafoe did not want to be a side character. He wanted to be the main villain.
Well, and I think he needed to be
And
after
wanted
watching
to
the
do
movie.
all the stunts as much as he could and whatnot. And so he pretty much did. God, this movie is great.
It's definitely fringe top 5 for me. I would still say that I enjoy Thor Ragnarok more and the first Guardians of the Galaxy more. But I do put this up there with those though.
Guardians definitely up there too, man. My best.
It's up there, but like I have to put this above those. Like with Pete saying Dark Knight, and like that just reminded me, Dark Knight is literally kind of like one of my top movies, period, of just like all time.
Yeah.
And as far as comic book movie wise, that is definitely my number one. And then number 2, honestly, I have to say No Way Home, basically it's the fact that like what they were able to accomplish. What was Sony was able to accomplish, righting their wrongs with everything that has come beforehand, as far as like with the Tobey trilogy and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and then like putting it into a redemption story for those characters, and putting like everything they had to deal with as far as like bringing everyone together, even freaking Charlie Cox coming in.
And then
I was like one of the only people to pop for that in the theater too. I was like, oh my god!
And then like having all that happen, and then the fact that like they were still editing this movie a week before it came out. They were still doing the visual effects for this movie before the premiere. Everything they were able to put together into this movie, granted, is the worst kept secret in Hollywood, but they still pulled it off. They still managed to put it together, and we got what we got, and it's reached over $1 billion. Is that last time I checked, it was like 1.3, 1.4.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little let down that Venom wasn't in it.
I wasn't. He didn't need to be.
but they like I just hate it because they teased it like at the end of like Venom 2. It's like it almost felt like that was all that was completely unnecessary.
No, it's very necessary because I feel like okay, so you might not get Tom Hardy's Venom in that, but you definitely get Venom.
You can get a Venom, and Venom. Tom Hardy Venom is rumored to be with Andrew Garfield. That they're going to have a movie with it.
That's
with
the
them. So, and that's going to be leading into something else that we're going to talk about later.
I heard a rumor that that the two of those guys, Garfield and Maguire, were going to show up in what was it?
Multiverse of Madness.
Was it Multiverse of Madness, or was it something later on down the line? I thought it was Quantum Mania, maybe.
I heard Multiverse of Madness.
Was it Multiverse? Okay, then yeah, it could have been Multiverse of Madness.
That'd be awesome.
But so let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So the trailer at the end.
You can go to it right now.
There we go.
There we go. Keep talking.
So so we got to see a extended first look.
First, you can just say the first trailer. I mean,
the first trailer of Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. With we got an extended scene of Wanda in there. So that looked good. They do make mention of WandaVision, so that's good. But this really heavily ties into the TV shows because we also see Doctor Strange from What If.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you're coming back. He's coming back. I have to put the screen above everyone.
Right. I'm right here. Don't worry, I didn't get it.
Everyone's here. Don't freak out. So there's a kind of.
All right, there we go.
Screen above everyone.
So
there you go.
All right, so Doctor Strange 2.
So yeah, we can go ahead and watch this.
All right.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Why? We tampered with the stability of space-time.
I don't see anything, Chris.
Multiverse.
You don't see anything?
Is a concept about which we know frightening.
Let me see if I can see it through Facebook.
Your destiny will not go unpunished.
Oh, there we go. I see it now.
It was the only way. But I never meant for any of this to happen. Wanda.
I knew sooner or later you'd show up. I made mistakes, and people were hurt.
I'm not here to talk about Westview.
Then what are you here for?
I need your help.
With what?
What do you know about the multiverse?
I'm sorry, Stephen. I hope you understand. The greatest threat to our universe is you.
Things just got out of hand.
All right.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah,
It's-
there's that.
Yeah, the fact is we have like the first major tie-in from the Disney Plus shows in a movie, in a cinematic movie, a Marvel movie, which is Doctor Strange Supreme from What If.
Yeah. And then also Wanda from WandaVision now is carrying over.
Yeah, well, yeah,
In her
that's
story.
like she talked about the Westfield or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so
And the fact that she has the Darkhold now, which is from the Disney Plus series. So
which I'm thinking that that might be a major catalyst, a major problem for in this.
will we see Blade in this movie?
Possibly.
He's rumored to be in Moon Knight with
Okay.
Really?
and
So-
later episodes.
Is Moon Knight really coming in February, or is that
That is, I've heard 3 or 4 rumors saying that it's coming in February. That we're supposed to be getting a trailer this week or next week.
it would make sense if he's going to be in Moon Knight for us to get it soon, because the Eternals dropping on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
and that would tie it into there.
Did it just drop the Eternals?
No, that's a week from today.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I do love that Baron Mordo is back, and
We knew he was going to come back because
Yeah,
he was such
you
a
know
great
what?
character from the first one.
What I like about it too is I always feel like that's one cool thing about so. In some ways, he probably is right, Baron Mordo, about Doctor Strange being a threat, because I think Doctor Strange in some ways is a threat because he doesn't know how to. He's such an arrogant guy. Like he's like literally he's so good at what he does, right? Not, was he a great surgeon? Yes. He's also a great wizard, a magician, and all that. But his arrogance and his stubbornness always kind of it's his downfall. It's kind of what happened in No Way Home, really, when you think about it. Because, Wong warned him about that spell, and he still decided to do it because he thought like he can fix things. He has the ability to do whatever, And because of his negligence, that everything that happened No Way Home is because of him in some ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not just because of Peter Parker, by him himself, for doing that spell. So I feel like in some ways, Baron Mordo might be right in the sense he's a villain, probably, but he's going to be right about Doctor Strange in the sense that he is kind of a problem to all this, So I also think Wanda is going to be a huge, she probably is going to end up opening up the multiverse in some ways because of the Darkhold.
So
you also see.
go ahead.
No, I was going to say you also see Suma Garoff right there. That squid thing is Suma Garoff, who is a major threat to Doctor Strange and other, and pretty much I mean, I'm not sure how he's going to be in the movie, but I know in the comics he's a huge, major cosmic threat. So
You also see America Chavez as well.
yes, you do. Yes,
And-
you see, it's her back. You don't know. You don't see. You know.
You see her front.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, she works at Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
That's what I was looking at in the doorway here. That's what I was like.
Gotcha.
A little
Okay,
bit.
that's her right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then next to her, behind Strange, is Rachel McAdams wearing her whatever she is, like her suit, the night
shirt
nurse, night nurse suit thing.
Oh.
Not the actual like hospital nurse that we know, but like the Marvel version of it.
Night Nurse. Was she Night Nurse? Her character Night Nurse in the comics? I'm not sure because I know.
I think it was, and then like Rosario Dawson was also.
Yeah, she was Night Nurse too. Yeah,
Night Nurse as well.
But I think they had a couple different people playing that character, so it could be her. Yeah, you're right. So that's very possible. But who's to say that's the real Rachel McAdams? It's on the multiverse Rachel McAdams. You know, it might be a different version of her. I think that's kind of what's gonna.
Who is she marrying in those scenes?
I don't know. We don't know, man.
Let's see.
But yeah, America Chavez. That's kind of also leading up to the multiverse. She's not from the. Let's say
She's not marrying Strange, is she?
No.
He looks like she's yeah. She's not married Strange. Strange is standing there.
Yeah, Strange.
Yeah.
She's walking by Strange.
Yeah, it looks like he's not he's a groomsman, but he's just there to
observe.
So,
yeah. Oh, you get the star in the back. Okay, yeah. Frame by frame. Yeah, America Chavez right there.
Yeah, so America Chavez is not from this world. She's from another universe as well. So that kind of also coincides with the whole multiverse. So, so yeah, but this is probably the big Marvel movie. I feel like the big MCU movie, because I think it's gonna also.
So in the comics, she was the third night nurse.
Oh, Rachel McAdams' character?
Yeah, well, yeah, Christine Palmer. She was the third night nurse in the comics.
That makes sense. Okay.
So, which would be pretty cool because she could be in Daredevil then, and she's a great actress. So, definitely not losing anything there. I mean, I do like Rosario Dawson as well. So, we'll see.
Does this Marvel symbol look a little different?
Let me see. Yeah, it's all.
You notice that, like you see the Hold on. Huh. Interesting. You guys notice that? Like,
yeah.
So from Fox's
really
Marvel signs, yeah, I noticed it when the flipping pages one.
Well. It's very possible we might get that. Actually, I think definitely if they really want to make it something like that, you can definitely introduce maybe Fox's X-Men.
Xavier is rumored to be in this,
like Patrick Stewart Xavier, or
Patrick Stewart Xavier. Yes,
that would be crazy.
Oh my goodness, that would be. I'll be honest though, like I feel like. That's one guy I want to see in the MCU besides Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and of course Ryan Reynolds. Deadpool.
I mean, really though, I would take James McAvoy's Professor X as well. So
I really do want also Michael Fassbender's Magneto.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very big on his Magneto. If anything, if Michael Fassbender's not Magneto in the MCU. At least let him play Dr. Doom or something like that. I let him be something.
I guess my issue with if we're gonna pull anybody from the Fox universe, don't we have to pull everybody? Like that, like that's where like I'm kind of like because I wouldn't mind some of the X-Men being recast, to be honest with you.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. But you know what though? That's one thing that made me upset about the whole WandaVision. The fact that they took that Quicksilver from and then of course it's not even that Quicksilver.
It's not even Quicksilver, Pete. It's Ralph Boner.
Yeah, dude, that was like one of those things that really pissed me off. I'm like, come on, really? Don't do that. Don't tease
Well,
us.
they had to tease us the multiverse for 25 movies before we could actually get it.
It's so annoying though because it's like those things that kind of really annoy me. It's like, quit teasing us. Just do it. Just you have the rights. You can do it if you wanted to. Just freaking do it. Go all in on these characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't just kind of give us a little. Don't be like, yeah, here you go. Here's Quicksilver, but it's not really Quicksilver. Just do it, man. Just freaking do it. Just let's like seriously, like
I fully understand that. And I fully get it. So
No
I'm
Way Home
totally
is
with
a
you.
prime example, guys. No Way Home is a prime example. Guess what? If you really go all in on this thing, guess what? It pays off big time. 100% it pays off. Guess what? That's what people want. If you bring Hugh Jackman and as Wolverine, and I mean you want to introduce a new Wolverine, but if you bring that universe Wolverine and maybe for last hurrah, guess what? That's $1 billion right there on the table. $1 billion right there. That's what people want, right?
But maybe Hugh Jackman doesn't want to come back.
I think he wants to come back one last time. I kind of feel like one last time he wants to do something.
But I'll be honest with you, Pete. If he comes back, it has to be Deadpool versus Wolverine. Like, it has to be.
Why don't you just come on? Why don't you do like No Way Home, man? Just do that. I mean, geez.
No, it has to be Wolverine versus Deadpool. It just has to be.
No, I know because they've been teasing that, like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, just like to have them like fighting against each other, like all movie, and then going back and forth, like that would be the ultimate.
And then they team up together.
Of course, yeah. Of course, you got the team up at the end, but that's how all they find out both of their moms have the same name, and then they're good, right?
God, here we go.
You know they would do that kind of thing though, because they have to break like the fourth wall, right? They're like, isn't that how all like comic book movie like characters get along?
Oh, God. All right. Let's hide that. Okay. So, moving on. Morbius got delayed till April 1st.
So this movie's finally gonna come out 3 years later.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you something. What's the reason why that got
Pandemic?
delayed?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
That and Spider-Man. They don't want to conflict with Spider-Man too much.
Okay.
Because since it's making a lot of money, they we can spread this out for business.
I think they think that people went to watch Spider-Man no matter what. People are maybe thinking that they're not going to go watch Morbius because they're going to be more concerned about other things.
Yeah.
It's not Spider-Man, basically.
Yeah. But rumored to be that they can take advantage of this delay and add in a cameo from a certain Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
So, question.
What's that?
So, this is in the Venom universe, right?
Yes, this is for sure in the Venom universe. This is for sure in the Sony verse, not in the MCU.
So how is Vulture in that?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to ask. How is Michael Keaton's Vulture in that? Because you literally see a scene with them and says, "Hey, what's up, Doc? Maybe we should, talk later or something like that."
Maybe it's a variant.
Maybe everybody that knew Peter Parker in the MCU got pushed to a different universe if they didn't interact with him.
But it makes no sense. You still have like, it still don't make no sense.
I don't know. I'm just saying they'll come up with some sort of stupid plot point.
Yeah. Either that or Vulture may not even be in the movie at all.
They might take him out. Yeah.
They may have taken him out.
Yeah, they might take him out just to change that whole thing.
Yeah.
Because of that, they want to That's true. That could happen also. But
the trailer was just for you to be like, "Oh my God, he's going to be in the MCU," kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, though. I don't know about this movie. I don't know about the movie itself. I'm not sure if I'm excited about this movie. I feel like it's an origin story, but it's not something like really good origin story. Because I don't know about the villain or anything else. I think it's just going to be whatever. But I do think Jared Leto is going to be an awesome Morbius, and I do want to look forward to his character being in other movies because I think his portrayal of Morbius and the way he is, the way he looks, will be awesome. Let's say we get Morbius versus Blade, or Morbius versus any other, like, or Spider-Man or whatever, man, it'll be so awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, actually. I hopefully, like I said, hopefully the movie's good enough to get some people to watch it. And hopefully it's, I expect it to be.
I'm not gonna lie, the whole Venom thing really like burned me, because I went into watching both of the Venom movies like, okay, because I heard what happened at the end, and I'm like, okay, now I need to watch the Venom movies because I feel like I need to, and then I was like, that's it. Like I felt burned after watching the two Venom movies to what I got in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I can see that, but like, I can also see be like, I can see what you're saying, but I can also see what Sony wants to do, because Sony wants to do pretty much their own thing, and Marvel, like Tom is with the MCU. We get that,
Yeah.
but what Sony can do with their own stuff, and with Venom and Andrew and Morbius and things like that, they can actually just play around with it and actually make their own movies that way.
They can. I think Andrew Garfield got probably new life from No Way Home. I think I could see him. They try to do another movie with him, or even Toby, even for that matter. They could try.
I think Toby's too old to do it now, but
possibly,
Andrew can at least do one movie and possibly a team-up movie.
Yeah, but I do think they can do something with those characters.
Toby's gonna go be a youth pastor leader.
But here's the thing, though. Like the whole Tom Hardy being in No Way Home in the end credit scene. It's not because I don't think you might not see Tom Hardy in.
It was the vehicle to get the symbiote to the MCU. I get it, Pete. I still feel burned.
Here's the thing, though. I think what they're gonna do is tell like actually a really good like symbiote storyline. Like what we're supposed to get Spider-Man 3, we're actually gonna get one in the next Spider-Man movie, next Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I feel like.
So are we ever getting Punisher?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I hope so.
Because if our boy John's not doing it, I think they should get Tom Hardy to do it. I think Tom Hardy would be a good Punisher.
Isn't that conflict in interest though? Like, don't you? Isn't he like?
It will be.
He's Venom.
But he's not. He just shows up to do a stupid end credit scene and he's gone. So,
but he's still in that whole thing. They can still do. They can still do a whole.
Okay.
Just saying.
That's how I feel.
We get what you're saying, but it won't work.
Yeah, exactly. I still think they're gonna do like I don't know when they're gonna do Punisher. I still think they're gonna have Punisher, but it's a really hard character to do because you have to be a rated R character. It can't be just PG-13.
I'll be honest with you. With all the Fox stuff, I want a good Fantastic Four, and I want freaking Gambit. That's all. Is that too much to ask for?
I'll tell you one thing. X-Men will be there. The MCU. What they can literally, you can do so much with X-Men. So much was X-Men.
Oh, dude, I could see Feige like licking his chops with Disney Plus shows.
This is what I love about X-Men, though, and if you don't really, of course, the original like the characters from the 80s and 90s and all that stuff, but the last 20 or 15 years, they've done so many other characters that have so much potential being something more like stars themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like Disney Plus series could like really enhance the X-Men.
Yeah,
because like we can get like a Storm side story, we can get like a Cyclops side story, you can get like Rogue side story, and then have the big build-up be the X-Men movies of it all.
Yeah, it's just like I think there's so much more into like the X-Men lore that I feel like once they get introduced. I mean, right now they have the whole like in the comics, the whole Krakoa, like all the X-Men are in like this one island, the Living Island, and they actually also bringing back dead X-Men from the past and bringing them to this island. They're kind of their own utopia kind of thing going on right now. So I'm just saying there's so much you can do with that.
I just hope when they do finally bring them in, even if they bring them in like they're already formed and we're already like so far in the X-Men lore. Like I still want to see like First Class and stuff again. Like I want them to go back to the beginning and move it up
and then build it up because but I'm saying though, like X-Men and mutants and all that stuff, there's so much to do with those characters.
Because I'll be honest with you, it's like it. I mean, we didn't need the origin of Spider-Man, but that's one character. Like I want to see the X-Men grow. Like I don't want it like that's multiple characters we're talking about, origin stories and all that stuff. So
yeah.
But
there's definitely a lot more range with X-Men than there is. Like I think way more range in X-Men than there is in Avengers. I mean, with Avengers, I feel you have the core Avengers. With X-Men,
so Chris, do you think it's smart to move this to April 1st? Because I was just thinking about it, and I'm excited for Sonic. Not really big Fantastic Beasts fan, but the new one looks really good because it's in Hogwarts. I mean, there's a lot of competition in April.
I mean, is there really?
Sonic, dude, Sonic's gonna do numbers, man. Sonic will do numbers.
Okay, Sonic. Ooh, okay.
What did Fantastic Beasts do? The first two.
I mean, they're not going to be received very well. The news. I don't know if this one's going to be received very well. It doesn't have Johnny Depp. The whole J.K. Rowling thing. I just don't see it being received very well.
I think it's not even that. It's the fact that the last two movies were not that great. They weren't like.
I agree, but there's something special about seeing Hogwarts, man.
I mean, it is 20-year anniversary of Harry Potter, so I can see it being a bigger hit than.
So HBO Max puts a picture of Emma Roberts up there. Good stuff. Instead of Emma Watson.
Wow.
You didn't see that? Oh, they took it right now, but they put the wrong Emma up on their marketing material.
Oh God!
Wow, they really don't. Yeah, great job.
Good job. Good job, guys.
But no, let's be honest. The only real competition, really, I think that the only movie I really want to see, I think in the next couple months, or 3 months at least, it's the Batman. I mean, I think that's the only one that I'm really looking forward to watching in the theater.
We have the new trailer to react to.
Oh, look at that, man! Great segue.
Hey, you know what? I haven't even watched it yet, so let's go.
All right.
And Pete's gone.
Nope, he's here. I'm just moving. Oh crap! I should have done this first. All right. So we're moving everyone. Be patient with me. Whew. Now I gotta do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do that, and
Bruce Wayne.
Sorry?
I wouldn't be bothering you here, but your people keep telling me you're unavailable. You know, you really could be doing more for this city. Your family has a history of philanthropy, but as far as I can tell, you're not doing anything.
The Riddler is asking for you.
The killer left this with the Batman. Why is he writing to you? You came. I've been trying to reach you.
Riddler's latest. It's all about the Waynes. If we don't stand up, no one will.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays. The bat and the cat. It's got a nice ring.
A new friend of yours?
I'm not so sure. I'm just here to unmask the truth about this cesspool we call a city. You're part of this too. Hey, stay still! How am I part of this? Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. Bruce Wayne. All these years, you lied to me, Alfred. We all have our scars, Bruce.
You're still a Wayne.
He's involved in this? No, he's not involved.
How do you know? He's a vigilante!
Who are you under there? What are you hiding?
Selena, don't throw your life away.
Don't worry, honey. I got 9 of them.
It can be cruel, poetic, or blind. But when it's denied, it's through violence you may find justice. The answer's justice.
Come on, vengeance. Let's get into some trouble.
Okay, isn't here? Oh, sorry. Isn't here get a lot of Arkham?
Arkham vibe. Arkham.
That in the Telltale games.
Yeah, a lot of vibes from this movie. I mean, like, it's definitely not Nolan like verse or Nolan trilogy. It's more like those like the games. I feel like the Arkham and the. So I'm getting a lot of vibes from that, which is good. That's a compliment because I love the Arkham games. They did a great job with the Batman lore, but I think this is definitely the next big thing, really, in the theaters.
So okay, so does it take place in the 90s or does it take place now?
90s.
But okay, but he has like a cell phone, like that's like with a camera on it.
That's true. Okay.
See right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
And
maybe
then not only
maybe it's now.
Yeah. So and then not only that, but like if you go like for like almost at the end of the trailer, it shows them like at a sports stadium and like the arena, like the scoreboard stuff. That's definitely new. It's coming. It's like right after this part. Maybe it's a little further back actually. Now that I'm thinking, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's definitely a new scoreboard.
Yeah.
Like or a new like Titantron LED thing.
Yeah.
That's not 90s. So
well, I mean, this is. I mean, who's to say what timeline it really is? It's like it's
still year two Batman.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it.
I don't know, like how would you look at it because it's like the DC verse or the whatever you want to call it, but it's Gotham. It's not even New York, so I don't know what would you call it, right? But I mean, all I can tell you, it looks great. This actually makes me excited for the franchise.
Yeah, it does. It looks very good.
Yeah,
it's definitely a different Batman.